Hello. Good morning. I woke you up to talk to you about these screenshots I took in Elden Ring, uh, comparing the differences between RTX on and RTX off. Uh, on the left here for Bale, you can see, if we zoom into his thigh here, look at that. On, off, on, off, on, off. It adds so much depth to what's going on. Even his little grundle down there. A lot of depth going on. And if you look below him, you can see it adds a shadow. And a really good shadow. Not so much going on with his face, though. Definitely darkens it. There's been a lot of controversy. Um, some would say controversy about what's going on with Elden Ring and ray tracing. I just wanted to come and clear up some common misconceptions and just kind of show you the differences. So here on the left and here on the right. Left is left of the line is going to be ray tracing on. Right of the line is ray tracing off. And you can see he's doing a little bit of a teabag because he knows he was being filmed. And I was an idiot and forgot to uh, turn time off in the game. Now let's zoom in up here. What's going on up here? Oh, look at that. With it off, it has these weird, unnatural shadows. But with it on, the shadows are more natural. Now, I don't really like these shadows because it just kind of seems like a bug. Or, I don't know, kind of up to you on that one up there. It could add some depth to the image, it could not. But, as you can see the lighting here. Look at that. Zoom in on the thigh. On, off, on, off, on. It dims it dims it because that's not just super bright light, especially at that distance. Square cube law is gonna make that dimmer than, just kind of global illumination everywhere. I'm gonna move on to the next image. So this one, you know, not really all that much changes here. Uh, again, RTX on is on the left, RTX off is on the right, just ray tracing in general. What I noticed the biggest differences was on these mushrooms and just like the tree foliage here in general. It adds the image doesn't look so flat. You know, look at that, beautiful. The rest of the image, not so much changes. Like I should have grabbed a better image. I don't have a 4K monitor, so I don't really do stuff in game at 4K. But like, we will see characters later. Church guy. Again, ray tracing over here, ray tracing off over here. Look at that. So, zoom in here. Look at this area, right? You see that? It's all like a flat, kind of angled plane here, reflecting all the light from all these candles. But then with it off, it's just kind of gross and dim. Just all around, I noticed all around the DLC, there's this weird lighting bug because there's no window there. I looked, there's no window up here for this light to come through. But with RTX on, it fixes that problem. I don't really, I don't really get it, but yeah, there you have that. Solves one problem. Here we have some more characters. On is over here, off is over here. I'm gonna zoom in on Ansbach. How the hell do you pronounce his name? I can't remember, but look at that. Not much of a difference, but you can see if we zoom in here how his little armpit thing there, his little armpit thing here, actually has a shadow on it. Ain't that something? And with it on, you can see that the Sorry about that. My cat jumped up on me and hurt me. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. But like, if you can see, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. Right? His face, it changes. It's more natural here. Same with everybody's favorite friend here. More natural lighting. It's good. I got a ton of these. I got a ton. I think my cat just broke the skin on my back. Anyway, here's a Elfale. Eelfeel? I don't pronounce names. On, off, on, off, on, off, on. You see the differences? No, I need you to not get up here. Just go away. You seeing the differences? Where I'm seeing the most like critical differences is obviously in the shadows. Wow. But like right here, you can see with it off, the shadows aren't as crisp and well, not crisp, but shadows don't do that. Shadows do that. Where they kind of go from darkness into light. They kind of like kiss. They kiss the light. Their forbidden lover. It's hard to explain. I'm not a scientist, but you can see, look here. Right there. Beautiful. Wonderful. These all these pictures are taken like a couple frames apart. Open up fingers. Yeah, fingers. So not much on the actual finger model that I can notice. Like if you come up here, add some rounding. This looks more like cartoony, like it's all being shaded with one light at like a set distance. But then having it dimmer up here because there's no light coming in. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I see a difference. And the doors just kind of get dimmer. You see that? They just kind of get dimmer. But not dimmer in a bad way. Not dimmer as in just turning up the black. Dimmer as in there are more shadows. There's more natural shadows to be bounced around. Move over to gates. Now this one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am hard pressed to find that much of a difference here. Right? On, off, on, off, on, off. Like there's some distance down here, but I can't tell if that's just the fog not being in the way. I don't know. You decide. Now here's the biggest difference. Are you ready to get your mind fucking blown? All right, watch this. All right, off, on, off, on, off, on. Do you see that? Do you see that? Beautiful. Oh my god. What the hell? It's like they designed these newer characters with ray tracing in mind. I had to chuck my cat. Chuck her. Anyways, that's like the hugest difference is these like more up close character models. So like if you're like doing the Elden Ring and you're like really getting into the role of the Tarnished and you have a strong enough computer, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely. I am gobsmacked. When I first saw this, I did this like 1,000 times. And like, yeah, there's some obvious differences in the background here with it being on. You know, some good shading. Even under there has some shading, you know? It's crazy. So we're gonna open up this America statue. Which, like, I don't notice too much of a difference other than the grass getting, like, darker because it's freaking grass. But one of the bigger differences, I don't know if this is, like, some kind of visual glitch or if From Software really put some of our computer's resources that much to work, but this cloth is see-through now. or no, it's see-through when it's off, but it's not see-through when it's on. But like it has kind of a raycast shadow effect. Not raycast. I don't know how to describe it. It casts blue. It makes blue. Could be wrong. Could be right. I don't really know. Yeah, this one I didn't see very many differences. Let me know in the comments if you saw any differences. We're gonna move on to Ranny, which this one again was taken like a frame apart, but I don't know how, but I got like a millimeter closer. So zoom in on her. You see? You like your hyper realistic lighting? I like my hyper realistic lighting. Under her hat should be dim, as it is with ray tracing on. And then like, yeah, these pillars don't look so, look at that. That looks like Twizzlers. Bam. Fixed. Solved. Problem solved. Pretty crazy, huh? Ray Lucard. This is the one with the least amount of differences. I don't know how far the ray tracing goes, but it's definitely not from the four belfries, great belfries. I can't remember to there, but like you can see some differences down here, right? See that? Like there shouldn't be shading there because the sun is coming in at this angle, right? So it kind of resolves that. Keep going. Rod. It's Roderica. Now, look at this. Off, on. Her hair. Her freaking hair. Her hair, like, gets brighter because there's a light source right here. And it's not just like, look at that. Global illumination. These candles, they are not the sun, all right? So it should be a lot dimmer. It should be a lot dimmer. It gives some depth to these flatter planes here. These angular planes with the flat planes. But look, like her face even, like this looks like she has one of them scary flashlights just kind of hovering in front of her. Bam. That's a face with some depth. Rot Lady. I can't remember the name of this boss, so forgive me. On is on this side for this one. Off is on this side. So on, off, on, off, on, off. You see that? Differences I notice is just like with Bale. Down, she like actually has a shadow with ray tracing on. Her undercarriage here is dark, as it should be. Other than with this, it's like what she's got flashlights down there. What are you gonna do with that? I don't know. Her body just has like more. You can see more intricate details of like the vertices on her body. At least that's what I think. Something I noticed with ray tracing on though is the shadows that are here disappear. I don't know if it was the time of day. I can't remember what time of day I took this picture at, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Saint Trina. Look at this. Okay, so off, on. Look at that. That's wonderful. Her petals. She looks. This doesn't tell me wilting flower. This does not give me wilting flower. That gives me a flower that is dying. This gives Saint Trina's like tragic story a whole lot more visual information to go off of. I played the DLC without ray tracing on. I didn't really know she was in that much trouble until I was told so. If I had ray tracing on, I'd be like, "Oh my god, that's a dying girl. That's a dying girl in there." Stone guy. So ray tracing off, ray tracing on. Let's look for some differences together, huh? So, here we just have some slight, just a little bit of stuff that helps your brain piece together this world in a more beautiful passion. Passion? I don't know. I was not a ray tracing believer, really, until I started looking for comparisons. Because once you see it, it kind of destroys it. Like, this is on, off over here. Off, there's just kind of light everywhere, and the light doesn't make sense. On, look at this, like, look up here. Look in this little archway. It makes more sense. Now, obviously, this isn't like path tracing, because I don't think anybody's computer can handle that, because like my 3070 Ti can barely handle the Elden Ring at 1080p with the ray tracing at max. But if you have the juice, it's definitely worth it. If you're if you want the extra little details here and there. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Gray, what's the deal with it, huh? What's the matter? I don't have that kind of power. I'm not. You don't need that kind of power. If this doesn't matter to you, cool. I love you anyways. Your opinion is valid. However, people will spend months and months and hundreds of dollars just to mod Skyrim to have like higher resolution textures and fakey fake Michael Bay lighting. From Software just kind of gave this to us for free. And I in this image, I don't see much. There's some shading over here because ray tracing is on this side, it's off on this side. It adds a little bit more realism to the lands between and the lands realm of shadow. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go back to bed now.